Alright, let's see if this works. Yippee! Well, alright, this one is working like that. Obviously, it's not how I would want it to be, but... oh well. I can make do. Alright. And if anybody's wondering, yes, I'm colorblind. Oh, I didn't see that there. But yes, I'm colorblind, so that is supposed to help it easier on the other levels. Although, my colorblindness isn't how you think. I can still see the colors, don't get me wrong. But the purple and the blue, I know that they're supposed to be two different colors on this game, but they look the same to me. I can't differentiate them. Anyway, I'm not going for the acing on this stuff for the time. Especially whenever I've already aced it. But I'm just trying to relax and have some fun, you know? Says as I'm trying to hurry up a bit. Wow. I'm surprised that was an ace. Now, what really doesn't help in this game is that, yes, I think it's easier than the first game. But what doesn't make it easier is the amount of different levels. Because, obviously, different game is gonna be different, yes. But I have to keep up with everything. I prefer simple stuff. But I enjoyed playing this whenever I was younger, so that's a big thing for me as well. It's like if I enjoyed something whenever I was younger, why would I not want to play it again, even whenever I'm older? Extra life. Yay. Checkpoint. And now, I know it's gonna take a while for me to be able to play all of the games that I wanted to play whenever I was younger. Heck, I don't even know if we can still get one of the games. But if we can, that would be great. Hey, I guess I aced this time? Yeah. Hey, whatever. Got that achievement. Didn't think I would, but did. I'm not too sure exactly what I want to do for my birthday, though, since it's coming up here on Saturday. But who knows? It's weird to think I'm gonna be 21. I can drink! But honestly, I don't know if I'm going to. Because none of my friends drink that I normally talk to and hang out with, so I don't have any reason to go out and drink with them. But I kind of want to go out to dinner with my friends as well. Now, I sound like someone desperate saying that. But no. I never actually got to have friends that I would hang out with in school for my birthday, so I never got that luxury. But I figured, well, I finally got some actual friends from working at Walmart before I got fired there. So, who knows? We'll just have to wait and see. If not, my family is going to be treating me to a dinner anyway within a couple of months. Well, not months, weeks. What am I saying? Since my father's birthday is ironically 2 weeks after mine. So, we just think it's easier to be able to have it as like a complete birthday dinner for the two of us. Makes things a little bit easier in the long run. And cheaper. Which is a bad thing to say in some case, but not everything has to be expensive for your birthday, you know? Yes, would I like to have these big flashy parties and all that, but I don't need them. Life just brings you whatever it can find. Kind of like these YouTube videos. I love making these videos because it allows me to just being able to talk about my life for a little bit without feeling like I'm ranting on. Not like a vlog kind of deal, but like just a general like chat. Even if nobody responds, it's just a general chat that makes you feel alive, you know? Nah, dang. But ultimately, my goal is to save up enough money to be able to go to college. I want to start majoring in German language. Makes it easier whenever I can speak a language that's almost similar. Similar enough that it can be considered a dialect. And you wouldn't know it because I'm trying to speak with an American accent enough. Because I am American, but it's like, I just want to be able to be free. I might end up having a YouTube channel where I do like a vlog style. Just in my first language. Despite, it's pretty hard to focus sometimes whenever I'm trying to do this quickly, even if I'm not trying to ace it. Ah. Ah, dang it. Dang it. There we go. Obviously not aced, but... Ribbit. Now, it's not going to be on this area, it's the next area that I have to worry about. Because I'm sure if you've started watching this live stream video, whatever it is at the time, then you probably already know what this game is. So you already know how it works. Yay. It's like, I try here. Even if nobody watches these streams until much later, and they're probably obscure anyway, to say the least, or whenever somebody does. But it's like, just the views is appreciated. Because if I get views, that means at least somebody's watching the video, even if they don't like it or anything. They're still watching it, and that still gets my view count up. I'm not too sure how well Battlefield will do. I mean, I don't really have any Call of Duty games other than Black Ops 3 on here in World at War. I think those are the only two Call of Duty games I've got. But I'm wanting to get Black Ops 2. And I really don't want to get some of the other games. Only because I got them on my PlayStation. But at the same time, I kind of want to switch over to PC as my main gaming platform. And it's just... Are you kidding me here? You won't let me do that? Dang. There we go. But it's like I don't know if I really want to fully move over to PC. Because I've got, obviously, friends on PlayStation. But it's like I'm trying to start my life anew, basically. Even if it doesn't turn out how I want it to. But that's the kind of stuff that you start thinking about whenever you're thinking about the future. Heck, I'm not even too sure if it's about just thinking about the future anymore, but with how easy it is to be able to just move on, I guess, from some of the stuff that has gone on in my life. I mean, yeah, sure, you're not gonna fully move on from anything, but you have that notion that at least you tried. And eventually, your life will end up, well, pretty decent if you play your cards right. And I mean, obviously the job I'm wanting right now is far from my grasp. But we all gotta start somewhere on this. Now, I did actually end up getting a job offer. Today actually. Which is nice, because I don't want to be on the unemployment list for too long. But I miss my old coworkers from Walmart. But being fired because your bosses think that you are not doing your work, even though you're doing exactly what they want you to do, it doesn't help. And I'm not saying Walmart is a bad company either. By no means am I saying that. because I enjoyed working for Walmart whenever I first started. But there are just some people that make it hard to actually work with. And towards the end, anyway, I was looking for a new job, but nobody was gonna be hiring me anyway. And it's sad because I basically had to sit there and train my replacement along with my other co-workers. So that didn't help. Doesn't help whenever you know that you're training your replacement, even whenever you didn't know it at the time. But you had your skepticism on it. And honestly, the final nail in the coffin for knowing that I was getting fired was seeing my schedule get updated for the time that I was supposed to work. It didn't show any time that I was supposed to work, which didn't help any, but I've had it before where it's not shown up a schedule, even though now it was a little bit of a different story whenever I knew I had that day off anyway, but whenever you see your schedule and knowing that the schedule is bugged out on you before, in that kind of case, tries to give you a little bit of hope, even if it's not really something that is. I want to get as many of these as possible. But ultimately, my goal is to try and ultimately work on getting my life together more. Heck, there are quite a few things that I've been thinking about. But on the bright side, in the end, you just try. And that's how I'm trying to see it as, is I'm trying my best, and even if one person doesn't think my best is good enough, that doesn't mean that it isn't good enough. It's just not good enough for them. And if it's not good enough for them, then oh well. Because at this point, there are just too many things to say, hey, I'm disappointing this person, I'm disappointing that person, so what anymore? It doesn't matter. What will matter is the ones that you do actually live up to their standard. And eventually, if you play your cards right, their standard won't mean anything because it will be your standard. Do I want to go on to teach? No. I don't plan on teaching German. I plan on learning it to try and become an interpreter. It's bad enough that I have to learn English. But wow, that just made me seem like I'm gonna be ungrateful for this. For that. But no. It's bad enough I have to learn English just to get around in a country that, up until recently, didn't have an official language. Just English was the de facto. Because that's where the colonies were from, England. But you've got so many communities that don't speak English as the de facto. Now, obviously, in my area, especially, and probably parts of Ohio as well, if I remember correctly, the Amish communities. English isn't the standard for them. So why should it be for the rest of the country? All because politics. And even still, English makes no sense, in a way. Now, on paper, it doesn't make any sense. Speaking, it does. Just not writing it. Because English spelling doesn't necessarily line up with how it's spoken. And I've always found that weird. Now, not to say that all English spelling is weird, just most English spelling. And I contribute that to the fact that English, throughout its time, has been given so many different ways of doing something that it's kind of lost its meaning for half of the words, spelling. And while I understand why some things show up the way they do, others don't make any sense. So let's take the word bow and bow, for example. And even the words lead and led. They're spelled the same, but they're pronounced differently. And then you've got other words that are spelled the same way as one is pronounced, but yeah, that doesn't work. If anybody ever sees that video about this one person showing the similarities, saying like, you think that this word is spelled this way. Oh, no. It's not spelled that way anymore. It's spelled this way. Now, for the most part, I think the English language needs a reform. Not like a language speaking reform, but like a spelling reform. Because English needs to be in a good, comprehensible state. And especially for the people that speak a language that is more phonetic than English is. Because, take for Spanish example. They say it's easy, but okay. The stress is on the vowels. And so what happens is, in Spanish, you end up needing to you need to end up going about it a different way than you would if you spoke, say, German, for example. Because you have to, in English, you have to learn this, that, this, and that over and over again, just for it to somewhat make any sense. And for what? But you do this kind of stuff for English, all for what? Just to, hardly ever remember half the stuff you speak anyway, apparently. Because, yeah. I mean, it's all about just going and seeing what you can do, you know? Those are just the type of things that you have to worry about. Now, thankfully, we don't really have to worry too much about that, but you can see what I mean for this now. Because these darker gray would have been, purple. But since they were so close of color to the blue, it made it hard for me to be able to see. I'm just happy that this game's colorblind mode is much better than some of the other ones, to say the least. But you never know what will happen. Because there are other games out there that have better colorblind modes than this one. And we've got 3 chatters, I guess. I honestly don't know what to call the people in the chat anymore. Kaboom. But, Yeah. No, we only got 2 now. Well, I already know the one is me anyway, because I'm watching it on my phone to check the chat. But honestly, it don't matter. Oh, yay, we're back up to 3 again. See the number. Alright. Welcome, welcome. Damn, I missed. Damn, I was hoping I was gonna combo that. What about the purple? Now you see, I can see the purple. Just not whenever it's right beside the blue. Or even whenever it isn't beside the blue, sometimes I can't even see it, to be fair. But, then again, purple and black actually make more sense. Now, maybe if I'm not swapping them out for each other on the grays, that'd be nice. We're gonna swap these out. Hello, person that is still in chat. I do not know why I decided to do a Slavic accent. Not even Slavic. Damn you! English. Yes, English is fun. Alright. Continue. Yay. Kidding me? Am I some sort of clown to you? I don't know why. Hit that one on there. Now, I'm already aware that my Sonic racing video already got copyright striked. Copyright claimed, at least. Now, I'm not too worried about it since I'm not trying to monetize off this. But, obviously, if I was wanting to be monetized off of it, that would have been a problem. But I'm not. I'm not thinking about monetization until I end up being able to get a decent like a decent rig. Because while yes, PC gaming can be easy, it's kind of a pain. And that was the first time I've gotten out in this game, even on my solo plays. Though I think I'm gonna try and end the stream at my checkpoint. Because while I love this game, and I like streaming it, I also want a life outside of YouTube, too. Says the person that hasn't really uploaded. Yay. Oh, fun. Bejeweled 3 stream 1. No idea. Though I'll probably end up streaming Bejeweled 3, I might actually stream Bejeweled 3 after this game. Might as well stream it after this stream. I'm not necessarily too picky. I think this is the marker for that. Choo-choo. Ah, no. Let's see. Probably for Bejeweled 3, I'll end up making a new profile for that. So I can start, like, a fresh start on it as well. Ah, you wish. Although that would be a nice challenge to do if I actually had the time to do that. Does this thing really want me to go for reds? I'm pretty sure this is the halfway marker. Yeah. Yay. Well, thank you for watching this stream. Bejeweled 3 stream coming up.